Reporting live. It's 6:30. It's MountainManDan, and today we're gonna talk about why you should adventure more. I got news that there were some waves maybe down in the strait or on the coast that were worth checking out, so I'm gonna do that. People I'm gonna connect with also are people that were gonna introduce me to a style of fishing that I'm not familiar with from the East Coast. It's called spay casting, just for Chinook and bigger fish, so you have a bigger rod. It's like a two-handed style casting, so I'm interested in learning because I hadn't fished that much since I've been out west. And in order to adventure today, I need to do some stuff this morning just so I can make this trip a reality. I have stuff to do. There's a lot going on with work, preparing to head to Canada to see Steph, preparing to be out of work for a second. So things are good. Of course, you've heard me talk about this new van. I'm trying to make it a reality myself. There's a lot of delays on parts, on vehicles. Everything is behind. So just trying to be patient and not think too much into the future about how it's going to work or how it's not going to work. I'm just hoping time reveals it to me. But as to why you should adventure more, I'm going to try to show you that in this video. Getting stuff done early so you can go and do the stuff that does make you feel most alive, I think is always worth shuffling some things around so you can go do the fun stuff. So the stuff that really brings you joy, I would rather do it and try than just bear down and work through it and then wonder how the waves were, hear from everyone how great it was, and regret just having not committed to having some fun and doing the work another way. Getting up early, having a few later nights, etc. All right, that's the cold nose thing when you wake up in the van. I've still got the fan on and it's just pulling air by me. So I'm here at the gym. I'm gonna go in, knock out my work, and then do some sweating before I hit the road because we are gonna have to ferry today. Alright, so this is what happens when you forget your towel at the gym. And we are now ready to roll and get us on back to the van and hit the road. I don't need coffee. We are set to roll, so we are cruising. That is an empty ferry gate. The bonus for us is it's fairly empty here, and I'm at the front of the line, so I will have priority going to the next one. They said it was full, but at least I'm on board for that boat, which is great. So that'll put me down into Port Townsend, where I can check out the surf in the Port of Juan de Fuca, as well as maybe drop down into other spots on the coast to see what is surfable for the weekend. Adventure on. Now I'm snacking. Protein berries. Getting after it after that workout. You can see our boat coming pretty far away. In the meantime, I'm gonna go throw for Coop and get him exercised. I think we got maybe 20-30 minutes before it gets here, and then it takes some time to get loaded. But it is efficient, so I just ate some lunch, and then we are going to chat why we all should be adventuring more. What up? MountainManDan here. And Coop, that's who you're hearing lap up plenty of water. We just threw out on this beautiful lawn, ocean view, mountains of the Olympic Peninsula. It was gorgeous. And you can't throw a frisbee on the leash, and I about got ticketed because he was unleashed and there was good signs posted. I wasn't following the rules. I was just hoping that our charm would get us out of it, and it was mostly Coop, but luckily it was just a scenario where we got a firm slap on the wrist and we're back on the road. But speaking of adventure, it is coming in face with adversity and moving past it. Here we are. Everything was smooth. I was on schedule this morning. I did my workout, and I'm on time with the ferry. I didn't have a reservation, but I came early, got on standby, was first in line. Everything was perfect. Then I'm getting ticketed. And we spring back. That's how it is. So the reason I would want anyone who is working on their mental headspace and trying to bring themselves back to more optimism would be the infusion of adventure into life, because it helps you adapt. And adventure, by definition, is typically a plan when something goes wrong. And here we are, mission accomplished. We're on the way. The ferry is about to take off, and I'm gonna show you those views, and hopefully we're gonna be back onto smoothing across the seas. However, stuff doesn't always happen as planned. So what I do really encourage people is just getting out of their comfort zone. I think when people hear me say adventure, they mean they need to go summit a mountain, descend a steep, rocky, rooted mountain bike trail, or go surf in a storm, and that is adventure. Not true. You pick what you're interested in and you explore that. You move towards deeper appreciation of that thing. And the deeper appreciation of that thing is because it makes you a better person. If it brings you joy, why don't you do more of it? And I think when we're in our jobs and we are not always balancing work and life harmony, we get in the phase where that's something we push aside. We don't make adventure occur as often because we feel like our obligations to others, our obligation to the job, our obligation to partners and people in our lives, or just the things that we own. They do own us. Our possessions absolutely require maintenance, and we give more time to that than we do ourselves. And infusion of adventure, I really hope you can hear me over the announcements. The infusion of adventure is how we can absolutely continue to build adversity negotiation in our lives, make ourselves more resilient, adaptable, and then accomplish what we're set out to exceed, which then is momentum. We've now increased our confidence, built up our self-image, and we're having a whole lot of fun in the process. The best part about adventure is not just doing something you said you're going to do, which is great because that's called reliability. It's doing something that you didn't know the outcome and being okay entering into the unknown. That is massively beneficial for the human condition. You need to get out there and at least try. And when we build that confidence in trusting our intuition, going out and enjoying ourselves, we bring a better person to our lives, the people in our lives, the job positions we fill. It's a win-win. Of course, I like my style of adventures. You just need to go out and find your style of adventures. If you feel like you are struggling coming up with your own ideas, then please DM me or email me, and my info and contact is below if you need to reach out to me, especially on Instagram or my email below. Please get in touch. Happy to field an opportunity to help you find those things, depending on your region, depending on what your interests are. It's worth exploring, right? Let's get out there. I can feel the boat moving. I want to go see what the views are like and just get some fresh air. It's a little hot. The sun has been very direct today, and even though it says it's in the low 70s, it feels very warm. This is still an adventure I'm impressed with for Washingtonians, is that you could get on the ferry with your vehicle or your bike or on foot and travel around, and you can avoid tons of traffic bypassing the metro areas and absolutely having quite an adventure. Let me bump upstairs here because the mountains right now are out and it is worth seeing. As well as over here.
just these wonderful neighborhoods, probably cool eateries and some really neat local shops for stuff. There's just so much here that's worthy to see. So check this out. A little shaded back in these trees, but I just popped out at a break to look at it, and it's pretty blown out. Part of the adventure, but I feel nice just knowing I came to learn, found some new spots that I would have otherwise had to have searched for another time if I came back to surf this specific area. Happy to know where I want to go next time, and it's fun to learn too. This area has so much to explore. It does seem like there's a lot to unlock when you look at the map and you see how much water is in and around all the inhabited spots of Washington State. I went down to look at one of the spots and it was pretty blown out. Didn't seem too worthwhile. So I'm going to move on to one more beach area. It's about 20 minutes away from here, and that'll give me at least a second option. However, tide's likely moving out, and I have daylight, so I could definitely surf well into the evening. We'll have to see what it's going to allow. So if it's good, hopefully I'll swim. If not, then I'm going to take it easy this evening. I am ready to rest after early morning workout and just a heck of a week of gym sessions anyways. Adventure has been worth it. Just learning all of this, now I know at least where I would want to head back if I came back to surf. And exploring and driving this part of Washington has been just gorgeous. So totally worth it. And the ferry ride, I would do it any day. Real-time lesson here. I met Jake at the surf shop, and he helped me out with just some information on which beach to go to, and here we are. He's showing me not only good spots to park for the night, but also him shaping some boards, might even be commissioning a board from him. So what a lucky scenario. Just committing to doing something new, committing to going on a trip, jumping on the ferry today, seeing all the sights, enjoying the sea breeze, driving down the Olympic Peninsula, and what a great human I ran into. We just had some salmon that he had made and a good salad, and the day has been amazing. He's getting ready to route this board some fin boxes in. I'm going to try to document it and just see what it looks like. I am new to this process, so it should be cool to check out. Day 2 of this adventure. I am human, hate to admit it. I didn't surf last night, but I was tired and I just didn't feel like it, and I thought the session might sort of leave me feeling like I could have performed better. Anyways, versus push it, I'm going to go out today and go for the gold with a couple sessions, maybe a couple different beaches. But I also want to get my fishing license situated. I need to get some really good Wi-Fi, which is hard to find on the road. So I'm just trying to pack it all in. The drive home point, one of my favorite things about just committing to the adventures is how I meet people. Those connections, like Jacob, finding places to park, getting beta on surfing and fishing, And then having meals together where you actually bond and get to know that human, and then the next thing I know, there he is showing me how to drop a fin box in using a router. Really cool experience. The more I learned about the sport and the people involved with it, the more I really appreciate it. And that's just surfing specific, but here we go with fishing and then the sport of van lifing. It's a cool project to be a part of, and people are just really giving in general. So I think the more you adventure and the more people see you doing beyond yourself things, bigger than life things, the more people give and they show humanity and they express that vulnerability to you, and that's how you get really great bonds through travels. That's the take-home message from me doing an adventure like this. What I really want to drive home. Some nice gentlemen let me fit my big van in the parking lot. So we're going in for session 1. Temps are super nice. Sun is peeking through on and off. I think at this rate, I'm just ready to go and swim. Hopefully, just commit to getting on a wave period. I'm in no hurry, so let's just go have some fun. And then we'll see if the adventure's really commenced. Oh, short arms and a suit that feels too tight. Got a bunch. Is this what putting a bra on is like? No experience putting them on. Only taking them off. Sorry, bad joke. Yep, I'm excited. And that bacon burrito from earlier is feeling a little heavy. Let's do this. Session 2, last day of the trip. I've got a ferry to catch this afternoon, late afternoon, so we're gonna go surf. But just committing to this adventure, last night we did homemade sushi and some amazing scrumps on the side. It was epic. We've just had a great time. The weather's been here and there. Hope we get to fish today, but I didn't see any movement at the house today, so I just came out to check the waves. They look fun enough. I'm gonna jump in. I don't film all the sushi, all the meal times. It's because I'm trying to be present, enjoying the moment. I don't want to have a camera in everybody's face. Not that that's a big deal for everyone, but I also just don't want to be concerning myself with it nonstop when there is just a good amount of enjoyment happening. I don't want to slow that momentum. So I'll try to document the rest of this and trip getting back. You've seen the beginning part of the ferry. You can see the tail end of the ferry. It is a clear day so far, and the weather is great. So just gonna enjoy it. To conclude, here we are at the end of the weekend. Coop and I just decided to run. We were waiting for the ferry because they wouldn't let me park and get in line early. So why don't we just explore the town where, we're waiting in, the port town. We ran around and found some amazing stairs, and here we are. Tired, breathing hard, and now ready to go back home on the ferry. I wanted to just drive home that message of the weekend was why you should adventure more. I got more experience using the ferry systems, which are cool. I found new sleeping spots in new surfing areas. I got familiar with the beta for parking and the waves and when they're actually hitting based off of swell and wind. Learn. All major wins for me. I'm tired. I'm fatigued. I got a bunch of work done. I submitted some new film projects. I put more film together. I read some, made a new friend, and we had some great meals, good talks, and just drives home that adventure spirit will find others similar. And then you build new connections, make new experiences, memories, and it's super fun. Get out and adventure more. It doesn't have to be hard, wild, or complicated. Go have fun and see who you meet on the way. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like this video. Comment below. If you have anything to say, let me know how I can make this better, share information you like, or get in touch if you want to collaborate and do a fun trip together.